Welcome to the Dave Palma Show, the podcast that revives, restores, and awakens your innermost capabilities.
You have the training and the talent to succeed, but do you have the guts to fail?
I love what I do. When you love what you do, you want to be the best at it.
Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
Find your path to success through the journey of those who have succeeded. And now, your host, Dave Palma.
Hi, welcome to the Dave Palma Show. Today's guest is someone who is redefining what it means to be fearless. She's a four-time world champion female bull rider, a trailblazer who's not only dominating the arena, but also transforming the sport from the inside out. Jorden Halvorsen is in the driving force behind the Elite Ladies Bull Rider, an all-women's bull riding association that quickly gaining momentum. And she's also the star of Freeform and Hulu's brand new docuseries, Not Her First Rodeo. From horse jumping in North Carolina to 8-second rides on some of the toughest bulls in the country, her story is one of grit, passion, and undeniable resilience. Jorden Halvorsen, welcome to the Dave Palma Show.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. I just had another podcast interview with another high-profile person from the US in New York. I guess you're in New York at the moment, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
But I think from your accent, I watched the first couple of episodes of your show that you're from down south somewhere. So that's where all the rodeo is, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I'm from North Carolina, but I live in Texas now.
Right next to Beyonce. I suppose you've listened to her album a couple of times, have you?
I have.
All right, okay. Well, Jorden, before we dive into the docuseries and league you built, take us back to the first moment. You were just 17 when you got on a bull for the first time. What went through your mind that day, and did you ever imagine it would lead to all this?
You know, that day that I went and got on a bull for the first time, like, I never imagined where it was going to take me, because in that moment, it was just supposed to be a one-time thing. It was supposed to be like let's mark it off our bucket list, say we did it, and here I am now, still riding, and it has like literally changed my life. And that day was just amazing.
Wow, yeah. I did actually watch the first couple of episodes. I think it might be the first one. I've had to jump a couple because I got it late again, but yeah, that's just the way it goes because I've had another high-profile podcast earlier today. But I did see you actually do that first rodeo ride, actually. And someone asked, I think the guy said to you, you want to try this out or something? Is that right?
Yeah, so I was riding some naughty horses and ponies for a trainer at the time, and she had this bull rider that was hanging around, and he was like, hey, do you want to, ride a bull? And I was like, why would we do that? And he was like, well, we can say you marked it off your bucket list and, say you did it at least once. And I was like, well, yeah, heck yeah, I'm already getting bucked off horses and ponies. Like, what's getting bucked off a bull? And so we went and we did it. And
I always worry that those things might actually tread when you fall in the ground, might tread over you. But then again, a horse is a lot bigger than a bull, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, people have asked me why I don't ride bucking horses, and it's just because they're so much taller than, a bull is. Like, bulls are pretty short compared to a horse, that is.
Yeah. But it's pretty scary because, I mean, I've watched the Spanish, toro, whatever, bull fighting. And there's some serious accidents that happen there. And they're not even under the bull or on the bull, But these bulls look pretty tame, I think, in comparison.
Yeah. I've actually tried that, like using those like fighting heifers before, and actually gone out there and tried the fighting thing on like a very small scale.
Yeah. What do you think of my Spanish toro? I don't even know what that means actually.
Yeah,
but still.
I've never done that, but I've ran around them.
Yeah. Ah, good, great, okay, all right. Well, Fast forward to today, you've built an entire women's bull riding association from the ground up. What kind of impact have you seen it have on women involved? And what's the biggest surprise since launching the league?
So some of the biggest surprises are seeing that there are other women out there that want to get involved. You know, for the first couple years I rode bulls, I never even knew that there was other girls out there riding for like the first 3 years that I rode. So, you know, being able to see that there are other women out there that want to get involved and want to like build something almost together, you know, because they have to be willing to come to build this association. And so it's just been, you know, very surprising to me to see all these women's kind of come out of the woodworks for it.
Yeah, it's amazing because I did actually see some come all the way from Brazil, even, and I don't know, was it Mexico as well? But it's not just only in, you know, in like the southern states or anything where it's actually a national sport, you could say. It's from various different parts of the world. Well, your part of the world, anyway.
Right.
I mean, do you think it could be an international thing where they could be coming from even all the way here in the UK or Asia or something like that?
Yeah, I definitely see it growing, you know, to be something of that caliber. I mean, that's obviously the hope. I've had other girls reach out to me from other countries that want to come here to compete in this association. You know, it's definitely, you know, a very broad and big thing. I've had girls from even Australia and Brazil, other girls from Brazil, like reach out to come and compete with us.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to Australia. I'd imagine Australia is probably not a bad, well, to get to LA from Australia is not too far, but you know, for us, we call it down under. It does take quite a while. I went to New Zealand as well. It took a good 26 hours, but I stopped over at LA actually on the way there. But yeah, I mean, that's quite impressive that you started this the Women's Bull Riding Association. So you don't really do pony riding anymore, horse riding or anything like that, no?
Oh no, I ride horses every day. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still,
Yes.
yeah, that'll never leave. Just because I'm getting on bulls, like I'm still riding the horses for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a very high adrenaline sport you're doing I mean, I was call it a sport. I mean, I did track, you know, which is a very kind of traditional old sport, really, you could say. You know, you go to high school, you do it, and then you either don't do it or you go to college and you do it. I mean, I would have been Division 1 in the collegiate system, you know, I was in international, but I mean, on a more dangerous level, you know, my main profession was a firefighter, as in full time, you know, with in London. So that's like doing it for the New York Fire Department, but in London. So I was full on with that, really, but still like loved my sports, all different sports, but never something as high adrenaline as this. Really, you know, how does it feel sometimes? Doing a sport, you know, on the long term that you've done it. I don't know how long it is you've done it for.
So I've been riding bulls since 2012. That's when I got on my first one. I mean, and it's hard on the body. I mean, this is a sport that's not very easy on the body. And so like sometimes you actually have to take like these long breaks to heal because you've gotten hurt. But I mean, it's a very tough sport.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose although it's only 8 seconds, I mean, you do have to have a lot of tensile strength. Do you actually have to build up, do some weight training and kind of isometric stuff and things like that? Is there a kind of training regime for it?
Yeah. So, I mean, for me personally, I like to do a lot of like balance exercises and like, weight, I lift weights and ride horses bareback, because that gives you kind of like that more natural feeling of having an animal move out from underneath you. And yeah, it just takes a lot of different training, a lot of mental training, which, that's, you got to be laser focused and you got to, think about riding bulls. And for us, it's about, muscle memory. That's the best way to describe the kind of training that we do, is because bull riding is muscle memory, more mental than physical, because, if you're thinking, you're one step behind, like you just got to go out there and be able to react. So a lot of the stuff that we do is is just building up that muscle memory, thinking about like the moves that bulls make, and then implementing those, in a practice pen or on a horse, and then going to the competition.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Well, you spent over a decade, as you say, to 2012, in a sport that demands mental toughness and physical courage every single ride. So, what has bull riding taught you about yourself off the dirt and outside the arena?
So one of the major things that bull riding has taught me is that I am a little crazy because I keep coming back
Yeah,
week in and week out, even after
yeah, yeah.
having some major injuries. But it just taught me that I'm pretty resilient. It's taught me
Mm,
that I have a lot of passion and dedication to this sport, and that there isn't anything in life that can stand in my way because of all the things I've been able to overcome to ride bulls.
yeah. Well, I mean, I actually became a certified resilience coach actually, but only because it's a very stressful job, and the suicide rate started becoming too high in our profession, and even the military. You've probably heard some cases more than on the line duty deaths, meaning although we just had sadly two firefighters died last week in UK, one from London, in an explosion. But irrespective, it's now the mental side. But it still takes a certain amount of resilience, but you do need to build that up as well, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it doesn't just happen overnight. Like you've got to, have something happen and then you have to push through it. It's like getting the calluses on your hand. You got to build them up over time.
Yeah, yeah, you certainly sound resilient to me the way you just you just come across and nothing's gonna phase you, you're kind of very stoic there, talking to me. But I'm sure with the girls, especially the newcomers, you must phase them through with the physical, mental challenges that they're going to be coming up against.
Yeah, I mean, especially like with bull riding, it's kind of one of those sports that you can actually dumb it down to say. Like you can build these girls up slowly. That's why we have two divisions in our association. Like we have the novice and then we have the pro. So, the novice is like definitely like a stepping stone. So I feel like that's where we can start with the, process of building up resilient girls, because your injuries, they're going to happen, but they might not be as bad as what they could be if you're getting on better bulls.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've watched some of but I think the first two, as I mentioned. But you could tell us more about your experience with the Not Her First Rodeo, maybe a little bit in your own words, without giving away only what you're allowed to talk about. This is freestyle. Tell us your
Right.
experience with the TV show.
Right. Like this show has been really special because it's a closer look into what we get to do on the weekends, and something that we're so passionate about, and the struggles that we face as a female bull rider, and, just in our personal lives and in the rodeo scene, and just the kind of lifestyle we get to live, and, all the different things that we go through, whether it be personal or riding wise or injuries. You're going to get a little bit of all that in the show.
Yeah, yeah, wow. I wished I could have watched the other episodes, but I only just got it come through, just less than a week ago, and with all the other stuff going on, and as I said, I had another podcast earlier today in New York as well, so it was really difficult. So I'm gonna try and watch the other four episodes, but tell the viewers when they are coming out and
So
what
the
to
first two
expect. Yeah.
Yeah, so the first two episodes come out May 22nd on Freeform, and then all six
Hmm.
episodes will be available on Hulu June 6th. And you can expect to see, a lot of grit and determination and some
Yeah.
good rides.
Wow, yeah. Well, I certainly felt like I was on one of those rides thinking, oh, no, get me off
Yeah.
now. It is quite, when you're watching a movie and you feel like you're in that situation, it's like, oh, you're gripping something,
Yeah.
it really is like that. So it's a good watch. I do recommend it to people. Well, I mean, obviously in this very short interview, I really wanted to go more through the mindset stuff, which obviously we have gone through a bit of it. Actually, with that, do you actually go through an athlete's regime like diet and everything else, sleep? everything, or is it? Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So I mean, personally, like when I'm like going through like tip top, like rodeo shape, like I'm pretty strict on my diet. Like I'm working out really consistently. Like, and I think all that helps mentally. Like, I think, that helps with your mindset going into each rodeo is like, as long as like you feel good about it and, your body feels good. And like, there have been times where like, I've been like a little too strict, I think, you still got to enjoy.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I was like that
a little bit. Yeah.
You do. Yeah. I was like that as an athlete sometimes, but, as I say, I was lucky in the fire service. It's very social, so you go out with we call it watch, but it's the team you work with, and then you can imagine the kind of you probably might have met some firefighters, who are very outgoing, loud, especially when you're in a bar. It's pretty much like the bar song, everybody get tipsy, whatever, a bit like that. I don't want to go into that anyway. I don't drink much these days, but anyway. No, you got to have a social life as well at the same time. But yeah, I did have to, especially being track, and the fact that I was doing some fitness coaching, and I was like, coach, it's like you have to be that kind of person that's guiding them and making sure they stay on track and things like that, and I suppose that's what you're like with the girls in your organization, aren't you?
Yeah, like I mean, I tell them, I'm like, we gotta, we've all got to be focused on this. Like we've got to work hard at it and be the best that we can be.
Yeah, absolutely, Jorden. Absolutely. Well, Jorden, your story is seriously inspiring. So whether someone's ever seen a bull ride or not, you're proving that passion proves purpose and persistence that can break barriers and blaze trails. So for everyone listening, make sure to check out Not Her First Rodeo. The first 2 episodes drop, as Jorden says, on May the 22nd on Freeform, and the full series hits Hulu on June the 6th, which is probably when this podcast will be out before that. So do wait for that once you drop this podcast. So Jorden Halvorsen, thank you for being on the show and for showing us what it really means to hold on even when life tries to buck you off.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you want to support what we do, then share, subscribe, and leave a review over on Apple Podcasts, or head over to my website, davepalmer.com, and click on Rate Show. Well, that's all for now, but I'll see you in the next episode of The Dave Palmer Show.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.